I noticed her hand first. It trembled, just slightly, enough to catch the reflection of the chandelier as she tilted the flute toward mine. I watched the drop dissolve, clear, almost invisible. She thought she was clever. I smiled at her, my daughter-in-law Emily, 29, poised, polite, and for the past 2 years, patient enough to wait for me to die. It was my retirement party. $23 million wired to my account that morning. My company, my legacy, my life's work, sold. The room buzzed with laughter, music, congratulations. Everyone thought I was stepping down out of peace. I was stepping down because I'd already won. I lifted my glass. So did she. I saw her eyes flicker toward mine, then to the rim of my champagne flute. She was waiting. When the crowd turned to listen to my son give a toast, I gently switched our glasses, hers for mine. Smooth, effortless, like swapping cards in a game I'd been playing far longer than she knew. I first met Emily 5 years ago. She came into our lives like sunlight, smart, kind, ambitious. My son adored her. I did too. She reminded me of my late wife, gentle on the surface, steel underneath. For a while, I believed she loved him. I really did. Then came the small inconsistencies. She'd know things she shouldn't. Company details, project figures, contract bids. I thought maybe my son had told her. He hadn't. Then one night I got an email from a partner overseas. A private offer for my company. The strange part? He said Emily had already replied, using my signature. That was the first crack. I began to watch her, quietly. She had a pattern, calls at midnight, trips under the guise of marketing events. I didn't confront her, I documented her. Dates, emails, voice recordings. I built a timeline, a case, a story that would end one way. Mine. She wasn't working alone. Her mother, Evelyn, had been advising her. Retired lawyer, ruthless reputation, the kind of woman who smiled with her teeth. They wanted control of the company through my son. I was the obstacle. When my health began to falter last year, they saw opportunity. I heard whispers, saw pills switched in my medicine cabinet, notes in her handwriting with dosages slightly altered. My doctor confirmed it later. Had I taken those pills, my liver would have failed within months. That was when I stopped being a father-in-law and started being a strategist. I rewrote my will, quietly. Every share I owned, every patent, every future dividend moved into a trust under my granddaughter's name. My lawyer, an old friend, sealed it 3 months before the party. No one knew. Then I told Emily I was selling the company. She smiled too quickly, asked too many questions. She even offered to handle the paperwork. That's when I knew she'd make her move at the celebration. Public places make perfect alibis. Back to the ballroom. My son's voice cracked as he toasted me. The crowd clapped. Cameras flashed. Emily turned, her glass raised, her smile angelic. She didn't notice the subtle trade I'd already made. She drank deeply. So did her mother, who had been standing right beside her, sharing laughter, swapping glasses too, as they toasted to new beginnings. But not mine. 3 minutes later, Evelyn's hand began to tremble. Her eyes darted, searching. She reached for the table, missed, and collapsed. The room froze. Gasps, shouts, panic. Emily screamed her name. She knelt beside her mother, confusion written all over her face. Then, realization. The same shade of terror I'd worn months ago, when I discovered what she'd been doing to me. Our eyes met. She knew. Not how, but that I knew. I set my glass down, untouched. "Call an ambulance," I said calmly. "Now." They found traces of a sedative in Evelyn's blood, dangerous in combination with alcohol. The police investigated, but the switch happened in a crowded room. Too many glasses, too many hands. No one could trace intent. Emily withdrew, quietly, sold her car, moved back in with her father, and filed for divorce 3 months later. My son was devastated, but he'll heal. Better heartbroken than buried. The media called Evelyn's collapse tragic. I called it balance. I often replay that night in my mind. The sound of the glass clinking, the faint tremor in Emily's wrist. She thought she'd written the final chapter of my story, but I'd already written hers. Revenge doesn't always come in fire or fury. Sometimes it comes in silence, in the flick of a wrist, in a champagne switch, unnoticed by anyone but you. I never lifted another drink after that night. Not because I was afraid, because I didn't need to. The taste of justice was intoxicating enough.